News OK's Press Row with the Oklahoman's Barry Tramel and Jenni Carlson is powered by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
I'm Barry Tramel, and we saw another NCAA Tournament stunner at the expense of Kansas, and it's the darndest thing. Virginia Commonwealth doesn't even start with a B.
No doubt, and it didn't happen in Oklahoma City either. From the Opubco studios in Oklahoma City, this is the Press Row. I'm Jenni Carlson. Press Row sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. Barry, we've seen the Killer Bees get Kansas. We've seen Oklahoma City get Kansas. None of that happened, and yet they're still going home. VCU onto the Final Four.
Yeah, the Jayhawks, this is becoming a little bit tiresome. It's not very kosher to go bashing programs that have won a national title only 3 years ago, but this has got to be getting a little bit old for Kansas fans. You get beat by the likes of Bucknell and Bradley. You come to Oklahoma City last year and lose to Northern Iowa, and then on Sunday you lose to Virginia Commonwealth, an 11 seed, knocking off a number 1 seed, which had a primrose path to the national title game. So, for a proud elite program like Kansas, these are some questionable days, because this was an experienced team, lots of seniors, junior stars in the Morris twins who are apparently headed for the NBA. This was set up for Kansas to get another national title, and it didn't happen. The little guys from Virginia Commonwealth, who wouldn't even be in the tournament most likely if the field was still at 65 teams, knocks off the Jayhawks.
Yeah, and you know what? This is, when you saw what Kansas did to Richmond in the regional semifinals, Richmond, a team that throttled VCU, their inner city rivals in the city of Richmond, Virginia, beat Virginia Commonwealth bad, and then you think, well, Kansas looks like they've got some momentum considering that result. Kansas rolls into the Final Four, and I tell you, when they left Tulsa, it looked like their path had opened up. Then Butler wins on Saturday, and you're thinking Kansas could play Butler for a chance at a national championship. What a great path. And they just completely lost that opportunity, and it's all on them. You can't miss as many free throws, let's start there, as they missed on Sunday. That's uncontested 15-footers. And Barry, I know a lot of people want to point to a horrible three-point shooting performance, but free throws, that just shows a lack of focus, just a lot of lack of discipline. I think that was a really telling tale on Sunday.
Well, if Kansas makes its foul shots, it's in the game and probably wins. Or if it just quits shooting threes, you don't have to make any threes when you got the Morris twins. Just throw them the ball, don't shoot threes. But Kansas went down, and this is becoming a recurring problem. And what this does is hurts the Big 12, because in case you hadn't noticed, Texas is in the habit of not winning big games anymore. OU and OSU have taken a hiatus from big-time basketball for a while. The Big 12 pretty much depends on Kansas. And look at what's happened in the last 6 NCAA tournaments. The Colonial Athletic Association has put more schools into the Final Four now than the Big 12 has. So this is a Big 12 problem. The Big 12 depends on Kansas to carry the basketball freight, and now the Jayhawks have dropped the ball. Bill Self's got to be pulling his hair out. It's a recurring problem. Jayhawks have been eliminated in the last 8 NCAA tournaments. They've won 1 of them, and in the 7 eliminations, they've been knocked out by a mid-major, a team clearly without as much talent as Kansas, 4 times. So this is there's something fundamental going on with Kansas basketball.
You know, and it's not just that they left the Big 12 without a marquee chance to be in a Final Four, to maybe even win a championship. But they gave themselves a bad reputation. Some of this trash talking and some things that have come out after this regional. Apparently some things were said before their regional semifinal game against Richmond. Then as the captains met before the game, reportedly one of the Morris twins said something to one of the VCU captains about the fact that they'd had a nice run, but it was going to end. Hey, listen, trash talk happens in sports. This is not earth-shattering news. But anytime you're playing an underdog, the last thing you want to do is give them some additional motivation. You're the better team. You're the 1 seed. Just go out there and play like you've been there before. Maybe the problem is Kansas hasn't been where they should be based on their seedings, Barry. Maybe they've lost sight of that. Maybe this is the wake-up call. I don't know. But how many more wake-up calls can they have? I think some things have to get turned around for them as they move forward. And stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.